Bonjour, mes amis. Bienvenue au jour 4. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I have not spoken French in a while, but I hope that you guys enjoy day 4. On my way to work again. You know the drill. I'm a little late because I was dealing with some stuff, so I'm probably gonna stay late to make up for it. We'll see. Depends on how fast I can get all my work done. I have a list of things to do today that I can't really talk about because they're all future things that have not been announced, but it should all be swell and go pretty quickly because I got all this stuff preemptively done. Waiting for my lunch. This is the cafeteria. I got a candy bar. I don't normally eat candy bars, but it was like a Reese's peanut butter crisp. It tastes like a Butterfinger and a Reese's cup had like a baby. Which, I don't know, it's good, but I'm not sure if I'm digging it. I'm deciding I'm actually gonna eat outside today because, I don't know, it's nice, it's cool. My food looks ridiculous. I basically got a like burger patty, a small burger patty with lettuce wrap around it and tater tots. Probably not the healthiest, but I'm just having one of those days where I just want to like binge. And it's Friday, right? I've been eating so well lately, just like salads and salmon and chicken. That's like basically what I eat every day. So, there's rice, salad, salmon or chicken. What do you guys normally eat for lunch? Let me know. I'm curious. Some people don't even eat lunch. I don't know who those people are. I don't know how you can't eat. I eat too much. It's the struggle. That's why I have to work out. Otherwise, you know, you get a little bit of a tummy. All right, I'm gonna eat this and hopefully get through the rest of my work day. And then it's Friday. I want a nap. Like, is it bad that like I want to go home and just take a nap? I think Man Beast has something planned though, so we'll see what he has planned. Feed me, mom. This is what he does. He sits on top of his food thing, like a freaking king. All right, let's get you some food. Nom, 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 nom. I finished work and Man Beast and I have been snuggling and watching Ultimate Beast Fighter or Beastmaster, there we go. Oh my gosh. And so that's been kind of fun, but really chill. So like basically what happens is, and I know this might be corny for some of you, but we've been together for roughly 15 years. It will be 15 years on the 16th of January. But we've always assigned ourselves a date day or date night, and we try to stick to it as much as possible. And it doesn't have to be something crazy. I mean, sometimes we go do something exciting, but sometimes we just like chill and watch a movie or watch a TV show or game, whatever, you know, whatever we're feeling like. Sometimes it's just sitting around talking. I think it's really important for people to, I think not only in more romantic relationships, but any relationship is making time for each other. So yeah, that's an important thing. I actually think that's kind of a great topic to talk about, which I don't really talk too much about very much. But sometimes I get friends who are like, you know, they want to have some advice or ask me things like, what do I think is important in a relationship, or they'll tell me a situation that they're in. And I find that like a majority of the time when people are having an issue, it's because someone's not communicating. I think that communication is like probably the #1 thing that you can do in a relationship. Just talk to each other. A lot of the times people will complain and say stuff that they don't like, but I'm like, did you tell them? And I think that's not even in romantic relationships, that's in any relationship, is often we are expecting something and then we don't realize that we've never told that person that that's what we're expecting. And then we are disappointed and not satisfied in the relationship because we you know, aren't getting what we want out of it, but the other person doesn't know. And the other person has no way of knowing unless you tell them. So I think that that's one of the most important things, is to always communicate and to stay calm while you're communicating, because you can communicate in very disrespectful ways, because you can still say the same thing in, you know, a right way or a wrong way. So that, I think, is a number 2 thing that really ties in with communication. And then I think compromise is probably something else that I would recommend. I think a lot of times people think that we're gonna be in this fairy tale relationship. It's like a Disney movie, right? Or it shouldn't be much work. It should, everything should just lay on, you know, like on the table, and everything should be just fine. And I find that some people do have that kind of relationship, but even those people probably have some other things going on and have fights and have arguments, and fights and arguments don't have to like end in fisticuffs. They can just be like like you just don't agree with each other, and that's okay. But I find that people who can compromise and work together and coordinate things together are the ones who are able to make it through. Because if you're not willing to compromise and you have like this list of things that somebody has to accomplish for you to be with them, or if you are like, no, it has to be this way, or nothing else is gonna happen, then you're never gonna truly be satisfied, I don't think, unless you find somebody super submissive who's just gonna do exactly what you want. But then the 2 of you are not having a healthy relationship, right? Only one person's getting something while the other person's not. Yeah, not that one person can't be submissive in a relationship. I think that you can be. It just has to be just has to be what that person wants. And I often find that, you know, both people have wants and needs. I think that those would kind of be the most important things to me, and making time for each other. So yeah, doing things, having fun, going on adventures, you know, keeping things spicy. Not that, you know, schedules and having a routine is not bad, but I think every once in a while you need to like just do something different, and have a little bit of fun. So yeah, that's it. Dating advice with Maggie. I guess it's more like relationship advice, because I think that those can be things that you could do with any relationship, like a best friend or things like that. I say this, and like I have had a romantic relationship for a really long time, but ooh, that was my alarm to tell me to record this. Because I was like, I have date night, but I still need to do a vlog. And I know I didn't really have a lot of footage today because I just was working, and then I did this, and you know, just hanging out. I don't want to be recording all the time. I think that that's where I'm gonna have to find balance in vlogging, is the thing with having, you know, time with people and not bothering them. And I think I've done a pretty good job of that in the last couple years. I think there was a time where I was recording too much, like things that I shouldn't. And obviously most of the time I did not upload those things, but I have done my fair share of uploading things that I shouldn't upload, because sometimes you are invading someone else's, you know, personality, and to some extent, I think, because some people, like, they may act like that outside of whatever else they're doing, but they might not want people to know that, or, you know, things like that. But yeah. What else do I have? I'm trying to think of other relationship advice that I could provide. If you guys have questions, you can always leave them down in the comment section. I think that I was on Love Bites, which was Koibu's video series that he used to do on YouTube. I don't know if he still does it anymore, but he would bring in people. Obviously we're not experts, but we can give advice to people who submit in questions and things like that. And that was really fun and interesting. And at that time, I think that was years ago. But yeah, maybe I could do a Q&A with ManBeast if you guys would want that. That could be fun. Like, have you guys submit questions through like Twitter or something, and then answering them on camera. That might be fun. That might be a cool vlog, actually. Like a neat idea. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see that. Now I'm thinking about other video ideas. yeah, I think that that's kind of the major thing for me is you know, the C's. I don't know, I think that like that's most of the time what the problem is, communication. I guess another thing that I often do a lot of, and I think that I could try to do less of, is I'm a worrywart. I'm somebody who constantly is thinking about like the bad things that can happen. And then I also am, and I think I've talked about this a few times on vlogs, is that I like things in places, and I'm a little bit, not a neat freak, but like, a lot of people say this is OCD, and I don't know if it technically is or not, but I do have things where like I want things in certain places, or I actually get like anxiety or like stressed out when things are just like a mess or not where they need to be or things like that. And I ultimately think I got that from when I was younger, and I've talked a little bit about this before, but I grew up in not the best lifestyle. You know, that trailer trash kid, that's me. Literally living in trash. It's pretty gross. But you know, I got out of that situation, and I worked really hard in school, and I kicked butt, and I'm determined, and I work hard, and this is where I am right now. So I think that, you know, it's that probably aids into my OCD problem, or whatever people like labeling, so there you go. But where I'm getting with this is that I have a problem where I don't say sometimes what I'm feeling. Like I'm like, okay, I know Manbeast will pick that up later, or I know that, you know, that person didn't mean to move that there, or whatever it may be that kind of ties into those worrying and also neat freak tendencies of mine. I'll let that bottle up, and then if somebody doesn't fix the problem, or if I ask them to several times and they don't do it, I just like, it bottles up inside me, and sometimes I can just like burst and be like really angry. And I think like that's one of the things that I just need to like chill out and not care so much about stuff like that. But it's hard for me to not care, because I care about stupid things, and because to me, and I, you know, this is me psychoanalyzing myself, I think, which I think is kind of one of my favorite things about vlogging, is the therapeutic aspect of talking about your problems, or talking about situations, and coming up with theories as to why you do things, and fixing problems. I think ultimately, I don't want to live like that. So then I just feel like I'm going to regress into that when I'm not. It's like, you can live a week with the dishes not done, Maggie. But like, in my heart, I'm like, no, I can't live like that, you know? And so I think like that's ultimately a problem that I have, is those little things. Sometimes you just gotta calm down and let them go. And Manbeast and I have this book called Don't Sweat the Small Things. And if you're looking for a book, I think it's kind of a cute book for you to read, and it kind of goes over a lot of things that I really agree with. But yeah, I think that's one of the major things I need to do, is not sweat the small stuff, even though like to me they feel like such important things. I think just because the way that I grew up, I appreciate every little thing that I have, and I just want to see it taken care of, if that makes sense. And I don't know how other people think about those things. But yeah, I think that's probably gonna wrap it up for today. I know it was kind of like more of a rambling and ranting, but I hope that you enjoy listening to my theories and thoughts on relationships and why I'm the way I am. But I would love to know also your guys' thoughts. I think that we have had some amazing conversations, and I just want to keep this going. And I think that today would be kind of a neat idea to kind of talk about your guys' relationships. Maybe one piece of relationship advice that you would provide. And you know, even if you haven't been in a relationship a long time, or you've only been in short relationships, you can give advice of like why you think those things didn't work out the way that they did, or why you think it benefited you that you went through the relationships you did. So yeah, leave one relationship advice piece down below for people, and maybe one thing that you personally feel like you could work on in relationships. Like I provided mine. I feel like there was something else that I had mentioned that I think would be cool to talk about, but it's fine. I think that those two topics are probably good enough, and if you guys have anything else you want to add, let me know down below, and I will kind of talk to Mabbies about doing the Q&A, because I think that might be really neat and kind of a cool way to pass on our knowledge of the heart. I'm saying a lot. I'm sorry guys, I'm tired, sleepy. I don't know why, but I was so tired. I like woke up this morning and I had to deal with some stuff, and then I had to go to work, and I was just like exhausted. Also, I have like this horrible stomach ache that's just been going on all day. One of my coworkers was like, go home, and I was like, no, I have work to do. It's not like a cold or something. I just have like this terrible stomach ache. I think it might be a lady's problem, you know? Maybe that's TMI, I don't know. Anyways, I better go edit this and head to bed. So I hope that you guys had a wonderful morning, evening, day, whatever it may be for you while you're watching this, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.